Sabarmati report the truth about what happened in Sabarmati. This was a special screening that was arranged for the Prime Minister, who has watched the movie in the premises of Parliament. This is with a few senior ministers, also seen on screen of Vikrant Masi's The Sabarmati report. You saw senior ministers, including Rajnath Singh there, watching that movie with the Prime Minister. A Prime Minister attending a special screening of the Sabarmati report. The film, which stars Vikrant Masi, focuses on the 2002 Godhra train burning incident that resulted in violence in 2002. The Prime Minister had previously praised the film for revealing the truths about the Sabarmati tragedy and the aftermath of it. And this is for the first time that the Prime Minister is watching that movie. We have that picture that came in. We'll just play that out. The Prime Minister, along with several other parliamentarians, have watched the movie a short while back. In fact, he has attended the special screening in Parliament. And the Prime Minister had previously praised the movie. And he had also said that a fake narrative can only persist for a limited period, specifically in response to the kind of lies that was peddled about what happened in Sabarmati. That's it. That's the film being watched by the Prime Minister and the star cast. The movie that gets you the truth about what happened in Godhra in 2002. Look at that. Those are pictures of the screening that we are getting. The Prime Minister himself has watched that movie. On his left, Union Home Minister Amit Shah. On the right of the Prime Minister, let's put the first on Republic, watermark on that. The Prime Minister, we are hearing, also reportedly got emotional while watching that movie. He's seated, he's flanked by Union Home Minister Amit Shah to his left. And on the right of the Prime Minister, I also see there Rajnath Singh, the Union Defence Minister. And these are the first pictures of a special screening. JP Nadda, the BJP President, also Union Minister. To the left of Amit Shah in the visuals that you see there, Mansukh Mandavia also on screen. They're seated alongside the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister has also tweeted, and we're going to read what the Prime Minister has tweeted. He has said, I joined fellow NDA MPs at a screening of the Sabarmati report. I commend the makers of the film for their effort. Very, very senior ministers that I see there. I see Union Minister Rajnath Singh. I also see Nitin Gadkari, Union Minister, watching the movie along with Khattar, the former Haryana Chief Minister, now Union Minister. Prime Minister Modi to his left, Amit Shah, JP Nadda, Mansukh Mandavia. Let me go across to Abhishek Kapoor, my colleague joining us on the phone. I also see Jayant Chaudhary there, very interesting, seated in that auditorium, Abhishek. Nobody knows better than Prime Minister Modi what happened in 2002, Abhishek. I mean, he's lived through it. He's been at the helm in Gujarat for so many years, consecutive terms. And he's battled narratives. He's battled an entire lobby for decades, Abhishek. And what does this movie, or rather the truth that comes out of the movie, mean to the Prime Minister, Abhishek? You've been there in Gujarat. You've covered the life of the Prime Minister, journey of his.
Well, absolutely. It was, about a narrative building, a political narrative building in which Gujarat was painted in a certain light. And the trigger of the entire unfortunate episode of 2002, the Sabarmati train carnage, was swept under the carpet. And I spoke to somebody who was part of this watching, where Prime Minister was present, and he told me that Prime Minister was so deeply involved, you could read emotions on his face when he was watching this, and that really gives you an idea of the kind of, and he's, in a way, that was a political narrative building exercise in painting Gujarat in a certain line. Narendra Modi paid the heaviest price, though of course, with the dint of his own, countering this whole thing, he really came over it and, salvaged his career, which was the ultimate objective of that political narrative building, to essentially sabotage Narendra Modi's rise in Indian politics. I think if you look at all these people watching and the pain of people there, the fact that this was a conspiracy, the fact that there was planning involved, the fact that There were people involved who were part of, or who had linkages at least with the Congress party at the local level in the Godhra municipality at that time. The fact that this would have taken a few days of planning, all that was just, brushed under the carpet just so that Gujarat could be painted in a bad light. And that's why I think if you look at it, all these people sitting there who were closely involved in those developments at that time, including Rajnath Singh, including Prime Minister, of course, including Amit Shah, who is the Union Home Minister now. Really, this is nobody is really discounting the scale of the tragedy that happened in Gujarat, the violence, the cycle of violence, counter-violence, almost 1,000 dead, about 200 plus missing. But the fact of the matter is that this is that aspect of Gujarat episode of 2002, which was sought to be suppressed. And that's why I think you're seeing this the kind of backing with the Prime Minister watching it. And earlier also he has tweeted and endorsed it. And now, of course, he's also again posted some of the pictures of that screening in the Parliament in the GMC Balyogi Auditorium, Narendra, where he, his cabinet, colleagues and others from the BJP have watched the screening of Sabarmati report.
Yeah. Abhishek, thank you for joining us, with your inputs. Abhishek has been in Gujarat. He was, before moving to Delhi, he was reporting in Gujarat, has been tracking the Prime Minister for a very, very, very long time. Abhishek, I'll take one more question because I also have an interview of Harbhajan Singh, a very rare interview of Harbhajan Singh on Republic TV. I'm going to go across to that where he spoken about India-Pakistan. But, Abhishek, regarding this particular movie, you've seen, I just found it interesting that Amit Shah was, of course, flanked by, was to the Prime Minister's left. He's actually been with the Prime Minister all these years, through all those years, if I could put it that way, when the Prime Minister was, targeted by this lobby in Gujarat. Of course, we all know that. We've covered that. For them, since then, a lot has, gone down the bridge. But how will they reflect on the incidents when they look at it in that auditorium today?
Well, you see, Narendra, as I was saying, there was a project, a political project that was unleashed on Gujarat in the aftermath of the unfortunate 2002 violence, riot, counter-violence, and which was to, somehow contain the rise of Narendra Modi, to limit his politics to Gujarat, even, finish his political career and post-2004 onwards. So, for example, not connected, but the manner in which, for example, the encounters episode from Ishrat Jahan to Sohrabuddin were treated, the manner in which the then dispensation led by the Congress party in Delhi sort of manipulated, including manipulating affidavits before the topmost court of the country. This is recent history, and the manner in which activists and NGOs were used to manipulate the facts on the ground. We have seen parallelly, Niranjan, in the prosecution of Pista Setalwat, the manner in which the affidavits of victims were doctored, tutored, and ghostwritten. So I think all those things, and you counter with the fact that these victims were unsung. Nobody talked about the fact that 59 people died, burnt to death in a planned conspiracy in the X6 coach of Sabarmati on that fateful day in Godhra, at the Godhra railway station, which led to that cycle of violence in the first place. So I think it is just, as I said, one aspect of the entire 2002 tragedy, which is being brought out with this film, and the Prime Minister, because he was closely involved there as Chief Minister, having a look at it.